Hello, boys and girls. My name is Yoshi1907 here, back with my 100% now blind playthrough of Pokémon Legends Z-A, now on the DLC for the game on the Nintendo Switch 2 version. I guess I should be mentioning that, though I've said that probably a lot already. Before I forget, I wonder, can this Pokemon be turned? We should actually check that first. We haven't done that in a while. But long story short, in the last video, we found another struggle battle and just see how hard the game can be sometimes. You need iron. Oh, okay, yeah, let's see. I was right about that one thing. That she is already fully trained, so there's not much we can do. If we want to do this fast, we should probably just do that. Anyways, I've decided I'm going to train my Gardevoir a little bit more. We're going to use him, or an almost every boom now, because I want her to do stuff fast. She's also pretty strong on her own because we did grind her up quite a bit, so she'll be great against certain other Pokemon. But anyways, I found out the Crab Ballers cannot super affect her very well. Ice Punch is probably the only thing I'm worried about. It doesn't do much, but other than that, she resists both fighting type moves, and ground type moves are only normal against her. So I think if we use her, we'll be much more likely to survive. Also, I think to have a little bit more consistency in Night Battle, I may have to switch her balance around again. Might want to switch something out for Protect and do other stuff. Anyways, we're gonna probably fighting a lot of different Pokemon. Oh, this is an odd no. If we want to, we could run away. You know what? I'm gonna show that just briefly. So if you find a trainer with a strong auto, you can train slightly faster by just constantly taking out the one Pokemon over and over again. If you're strong enough to, you could just one-hit it from afar, and then just keep running. This is yet another way you can train faster, so if you just want to train fast, you can just keep getting away safely, and then just kind of go up to them and keep doing this over and over again. So this is another strategy that people were suggesting on comments. But of course it's RNG because not every trainer has an Audino, but more than likely the nurses will have one first. So yeah, if you see one, you can do this. In the original non-DLC game, this is probably the fastest way to grind, because it's very simple and very fast, and looks like she's in a good spot too, so if I keep going up here, she'll never see me, and we can just keep attacking her one Audino and keep defeating it over and over again. Gets it's a sap 2500 experience each time. Of course, as you might have guessed, it's not an infinite grind by any means. Sometimes it'll only last a little bit. So we basically just did that for as long as we could, but now we can't really do much else. Wait, why is that Pokemon not resistant to Sidekick? I thought ghosts were resistant to Psychic. Okay, that Pokemon is definitely resistant to Psychic. Thankfully, we have Moonblast, so we could use that. So we'll do that instead. Gardevoir is a good Pokemon. She is also a Moon type, which right now she's our only Fairy type, so that helps out a little bit. Burn up Rose. This will even heal your Pokemon. Let's see. Oh, she's back. Okay, I don't know what happened before, but she just straight up laughed and then she came back. That's so weird. I have no idea what was going on there, but we don't want to forfeit the battle, by the way, or else we actually lose money, so it's better to just run each time. Why they let you run from trainer battles in this game, I will never understand, but whenever you can do that, it's fine. Anyways, I'm not just showing this off for fun, obviously. We do need to actually train Gardevoir out, because I found just through our safest setups, Gardevoir level 100 is actually probably our safest way of taking out those stupid double enemies. But it's still going to be very hard, so to make it better, we actually are going to use the Rocky Helmet. Remember that item? Yeah. Apparently they only use physical attacks, so the Rocky Helmet is very useful because you'll just keep doing stuff. You can use pretty much any tanky Pokemon for this, but I think my Gardevoir is mostly built tanky, so that's what I'm going to use now. Even though it didn't really train any defense, which could be bad. Not like it matters. You can use HP, defense, pretty much anything. As long as you don't have something that they can super affect you with, it's fine. But yeah, this is all you really do. Just go away safely over and over again. And you can keep doing this over and over again. I'm not sure what caused her to briefly vanish, but yeah, you can do this basically for as long as the battle zone lasts. And it's fast because it's 2,500 experience points each time. In the original game, this is one of the best ways to do it. It's great too because if we can find this kind of a trainer, we can actually abuse this to our advantage to train other stuff while we're doing that. Of course, sometimes they'll disappear randomly. So, I guess it's not an infinite battle, obviously, because it can appear. I think if we see... Oh, I just had to walk a little bit further away. Okay, one thing I can also do, I probably should have been doing first, and people are probably going to call me dummy for not doing this, is, yeah, we could also have different Pokemon in... I kind of want Lucario up a little bit more, but... I guess we can briefly remove him in Absol, because we are still trying to grind evolutions too, and one of the most important things I like doing is trying to get all the evolutions, definitely. We're gonna keep the team with Lucky Egg, by the way, because I almost want to use them, but if anybody has known the game for a while now, you'll know Dragonite is actually one of the weakest Dragon Pokemon in the game. Because it has a 4x weakness, it doesn't have much to learn, it doesn't really provide anything to the team. Anyways, I thought I would change out to that now, because honestly, if we combine this with grinding up Pokemon for upgrades, then we can get evolutions done pretty quickly too, and we're actually almost done with a good amount of them. The only way we could really speed this up is if we had them in battle, but otherwise, as you can see, the strategy isn't just great for other stuff, it's one of the fastest ways in the original game to get multiple Pokemon evolved. All you really do is put as many evolutions in that you need as you can, and you just start getting them all, and it's really fast. Okay, each time one of those does get evolved, we are going to evolve it though. So let's get Krokorok's evolution now. And Dratini's first evolution, I think you need it all the way to level 50 for it to evolve, but it's also a dragon type, so it takes even longer to evolve than normal. That's the trick of these dragon types, they take longer to evolve than normal. I know Tynamo, by the way, has at least one normal evolution, but I have no clue. So just keeping it in for now is fine with me. Alright. Got a new one now. Obviously, in one of our previous findings we were trying to do, we tried to focus on doing some other stuff. Mainly, trying to get our evolutions done. I think... Hard Jump may not be a trade, either. Oh, we need our Sliggoo to get up. Snorunt could also level up. But there was also plenty of opportunities to catch those Pokemon, too. They're just being super annoying right now. Let's do a different easy one next. Let's do a Bagon next. And then we could try one of our other Pokemon that was already a Sliggoo. I don't know, but I don't think you need to trade that either. I don't know, though. It'd probably be easier to actually evolve a completely different Pokemon, actually. It's gonna take forever. I just go from this. Jeez, I literally just farted and forgot what I was trying to do. I had an idea to do something, but I just farted and forgot what I was supposed to do here. Sorry about that. No, I want Snorunt. Forget it. Let's do Snorunt and let's do Goodbye as well. I believe both of those are regular evolutions, actually. One of them is a dragon, though. Oh, no, wait. Bagon. No, I'll do Bagon and Garbite. So I need B, then. First. We have quite a few Bagon, actually. What's our highest level one? If we could just evolve it right away, then that would save me a lot of time. Yeah, okay, well, that's what I thought. Alright, we can just get to evolve now. That leaves potentially getting Sliggoo up and a couple of others. I want to do as much as I can while I'm in this battle zone. I know it's risky to do the battle zone with just one Pokemon, but if you focus on only just taking out one Pokemon, it's not really that hard. Alright, that's another one done. Oh, Lampent, I know for sure we either need or we need to link trade. It's likely a link trade, though, actually. But we have plenty of those anyway. We do not have a guard chomp, but we do have a... How did I remove that randomly? Well, it's right at the beginning. I forgot, I almost wanted to use this. This might actually be my main dragon, who knows? Oh, he's pretty though, so he's gonna take a lot longer to train then. So we'll probably have him in the fight for a while, like, Dragonair as well. Okay. I'll just look through different ones, because I have no clue what to do otherwise. Actually, to make it easier, why don't we go backwards instead and see if there's a Pokemon we can quickly evolve instead. Some Pokemon evolve differently, though, so... Good or not. Might actually be running out of normal evolutions anyway. We got Dragoleg ourselves, too, so that's fine. Oh, here's our strong Pikachu. I almost forgot that thing was there still. And our legendaries just kind of randomly throwing around willy-nilly. Oh, Beldum. Oh, wait. Beldum is actually a really important one. We need this to get to Metagross. A Steel Psychic would actually not be bad. Oh, it already has enough power to evolve into a Metagross. So in reality, we're just doing a bunch of evolutions. Alright. Well, that was simple-ish, actually. After we don't need, because we caught it before. Hunter, we do need to trade over at some point. I don't care what the setup says. We're trying Lampent next. In fact, I think Lampent might be a stone evolution, actually, so let's check that. There are many different stones, though, so who knows which one we'll actually take. I was thinking either fire, though, or dusk. Oh, it is dusk, actually. Ooh. I haven't used this item in probably forever. Well, that makes it easier. We're getting quite a few different Pokemon added to our decks now. It's great. If we can get all of them, that'd be nice. Alright, Pokédex. What else do we need that isn't trading? A lot of it is trading, unfortunately. But it is not. Dynamo we're working on. Dynamo looks like a tricky one. That might be a friendship one, actually. Hang on, let's do Pivotar next. That one I know for sure is actually a level up one. We could use a strong Pivotar instead, though, but... You know what? Our Pivotar from before, the one that we used to... actually defeat stuff. I'd rather use that, because he actually had to help us with a big battle one time, believe it or not. So for sure we want to use him. Okay, she's back. Looks like she's back. Sometimes it takes a while for them to respawn, and other times they respawn right away. But yeah, this is how you grind up your Pokemon for evolutions. You just keep doing this specific run and it'll take down, because doing any other one is simply way too slow and then risks your Pokemon dying as well. And if they run too far, you could just run slightly farther back. And then run back over here. Okay, so that time I just had to move farther back, but otherwise she's still here. Okay. I knew Tynamo was level up. It just takes longer for now. Again, we can do this for as long as the day-nighttime cycle lasts, if we are lucky enough to find it super early on. So we're kind of using this as not only a way to level up Gardevoir, but also a way to level up our other Pokemon. Okay, well, let's evolve now. If it was friendship, it seems like we got that pretty fast. Alright. I think this one might actually be a stone evolution too. Yep. That one I actually remembered because Ganari talks about the evolution all the time, so I knew for sure that one wasn't a trade one. Alright, another one done. We're getting all these evolutions done all of a sudden. I did say I didn't want to necessarily focus on the main storyline of this thing anymore. I wanted to try and hammer out and get the main Pokédex done. Once you get that done, it's gonna be much easier to get stuff done. Snow Run, I guess, next. We might not even need to level up the Snow Run, though, because the Snow Run is also really fun already. But we'll put it in now. Okay, it is not fully upgraded yet. Oh yeah, good. That's what I wanted to make sure of. Get rid of the item first. You could also start running away almost immediately after you finish them, and it'll seem to work too. But yeah, using this method, you can train up to 5 different normal Pokemon, and if your main Pokemon is not even level 100, you can get them some experience as well to skip a little bit of grinding later. So yeah, believe it or not, I am not just doing this for a dumb reason. In fact, I'm going to call this video from now the Super Pokemon grind, or more specifically, the Pokédex grind. Yeah, that makes our sense. We'll do the Pokédex grind, because why not? This is what we need to do anyways to get some Pokemon grinded up. It's either that, or try to spam a bunch of other stuff, and right now this is the fastest strategy to do it. At first it gets them up pretty fast, but it does start to slow down at around level 50, and as they get closer to Audino's actual level. But while they're not at Audino's level, it's pretty fast to level up. Slowly but surely we'll get stuff done, and the game also tells us exactly what moves they're learning, and even if they to evolve, so we can know to switch them out for someone else. I think I tried to get a Glalie before. I could not find one for my life, so we're gonna play also trade Snorunt then to get a Frostlass and use for Glalie. Is what it is, though. Okay, one of the big evolutions is done. I think one of the others is actually really close, though. Okay. Alright. In case you haven't noticed, also, the dragons are probably going to take the longest to grind. So that's why it's important to have them, ideally, in your party as early as possible, so you can have them start evolving sooner. Okay, well, the only other one I could try to grind now is Siligio, that I know of. Actually. And most of the ones I know are done now. Alex is also a classic favorite for mine, because I play X and Y. I mean, more specifically, Black and White I've played for a while now, and Nilix is one of the first ice Pokemon I used on my team. I used it a lot in that game, so that's fun to have one of those again. Alright, well, yeah, I think it is mostly just trades now. And then there's Howlucha, which for some reason we missed. What is its habitat? It just says lives in high places, so we just need to keep going to roofs again. So we might end up finding one when we go for the colorful screws later, who knows. This one needs Metal Coat. Oh yeah, we literally are out of options now. To be fair though, we needed to do this at some point. I guess, wait, well, we're not technically fully out of options yet. In fact, I might balance it out. I have no idea if different dragon is needed, so I might just replace a different dragon with Siligio to start the evolution chain. But otherwise, I think now that that's done, we should start focusing on the newer Pokemon we got. You know, the hyperspace Pokemon. They probably need levels as well, so I assume. I haven't used them enough, so I wouldn't know if they're... But I could at least try to level them up. And some of them do have evolutions, you know, so... If we can get those, that would be extra nice, because some of them are to evolve otherwise. So let's do that. Let's start working on our hyperspace decks a little bit. Because I said I was going to do both dexes, not just the main dex, the hyperspace decks. Although I'm focusing on the main dex right now, it's not a bad idea to also focus on the hyperspace decks at the same time while I'm doing this. Of course, actually getting that done might take a bit. Okay, so sometimes randomly I just have to go back farther to despawn this, I don't know. And by the way, in case you haven't noticed, yes, I do not like to cut out my grinding because then nobody will know what I actually do to do the grind. Okay, well, the first Snorunt evolution is now done. You know what? This one we're going to trade for Sligio and just see what happens, and... if nothing happens, then Sligio probably needs either a stone or needs to be traded away again. I guess for starters, we could check the stones, though. Okay, well, we need to find Sligio now. Wow, that's a lot of S's. Oh, yeah, I remember you trying to use this a little bit ago. Okay, well... even if it was Command D, it is pretty low level already, so it's probably actually going to be a level 1, maybe. A one where you have to level up. Oh, I just realized I haven't even been using these. We should use our EXPLs on some of these Pokemon too. Obviously, we're going to focus most of it into Gardevoir, though, because we need her to be 100 to even stand up to the particular opponent we're trying to face. But yeah, so this guy is basically doing two things then. It's a mix of doing other stuff. How come that's still not enough? That's how weak EXP Candy Bigs are. See, that's what I figured. Alright. Just doing a couple of those, we can skip some of Cubone's evolution chain and evolve it right away. So, per... I was gonna actually just do Battle Zone grinding originally, but then I saw how good this strategy was and decided to throw a whirl since we found a very specific Pokemon right away. Alright, well, Lookadee is gonna be next, actually. This is one of our first Pokemon that we got from the new expansion. That and Scoffability, but I don't think Scoffability evolves. Chino Lane I know evolves, but I think that might be a trading Pokemon as well. I don't know. Otherwise. Alright, we're gonna put in this. Well, every time I try to switch out Pokemon, it also makes my Pokemon get pulled back for no reason. Isn't that fun when that kind of stuff happens over and over again? Okay, well, we're doing pretty well. So now you see how effective this strategy is, because Unknown is worth the most experience points of any Pokemon in the game. And if the opponent also has it first, which is actually a surprisingly high chance if you fight specifically the nurse trainers, which you'll see them near the end of the game once you get there. They have the most experience, so this is how you very quickly evolve a bunch of Pokemon. You just do this for like a few minutes and it's that simple. Oh wait, I said I was going to use a stone thing. Okay, right. While I've evolved this Pokemon, we need to check our stone evolutions, actually. We haven't actually checked. We can check multiple Pokemon's evolutions at the same time, too. I just usually don't with that, because most of the time nothing happens. Okay, well, no. So they're probably all level up Pokemon then. But those are the main ones we want to focus on evolving anyway. So that's how we fill up our X and get ourselves to level 50s faster. Now we need Corviknight last, which we can get pretty easily from evolving too. It's also a pretty interesting Pokemon. It's dark and flying, actually. Honestly, I like this strategy. It goes really fast for leveling up bunches of Pokemon at once. Certainly saves a lot of XP points versus what you would normally need to do to level up Pokemon to level 100. If you're just trying to get one or two or a few to 100, then doing those zones I already mentioned, the hyperspace zones, whatever. Can I just call them hyperspace zones? Or, no, they're distortions. Hyperspace distortions. Those are the fastest way to level up your Pokemon to 100, but to just level them up for evolution, this is probably the faster method, because you can do up to 5 at the same time, which saves a lot of time, and then for the harder ones, you can just use XP stuff you have left on them to finish it off later. Because especially once it gets close to like 56, it starts to really slow down in terms of the XP you attain. Also, I like that we are training Gardevoir at the same time, so we're basically training 6 Pokemon at once, which is actually making this pretty effective. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, unfortunately, the endgame kind of requires that we do a lot of different training stuff. And Gardevoir, I actually want to be one of my main tanks, and also potentially a healer through using Wrists. So it may not even come in a lot, it might just use Wish and keep retreating, because that is very important healing move, since it's the only move you can use that also allows you to heal other Pokemon. Well, it's very important as a result. Okay. Using the camera will help me see when stuff can be done, too. Of course, we're not going to be able to do a lot of grinding yet. We'll have to do a lot more, in fact, too, once we start getting stuff from hyperspace itself. For now, though, we got Corviknight. The important of the ones to get, because it's 2 evolutions instead of just 1. And we'll just kind of go down the list to make it easier, and if we don't see an obvious one, we could just level up whoever and hope for the best. Because one of our other research goals, I think it's already done, but you have to also level up a certain amount of Pokemon and evolve them, especially. So filling up your hyperspace dex is a main thing to do as well. Okay. Well, so far this method has really helped me catch up in terms of evolving stuff. The only problem is it's very random whether or not you actually get a nurse at first. So you have to first find them, then you need to make sure they actually have one Audino first. Ideally also more than one Pokemon, otherwise the fast strat no longer works with Hex, though. It's kind of rare to see Pokemon with trainers with only one Pokemon in this game, though. They seem to have at least 2 Pokemon, usually. So you usually have to work a little bit to get them done, or whatever. Okay. Oh, here's an evolution. We're getting a bunch of these done, I will say. So even though it does look like we're not doing much, we're actually getting a bunch of evolutions by doing this. I think for the trade, because I'm gonna have a hard time doing it otherwise, I might just try and do that later. Okay, we got Primeape. This one we only have 1 of, so let's start leveling it up a bit and see if it can evolve, and we can also check its stone thing. As you might have guessed, some of these newer Pokemon, I don't play with often enough, so I have no idea if they're trade or not, so a good way you could do this is just check to see if any of the stones work first, and if not, just load them up and see what happens. That was my own fault. I should not have been in like that. I did not... I thought I had Arnivore out again. That's the trickiest part, is... Oh, we got one of the big ones. Once we had that done, we could probably start putting back little Cario back in so that he could start training a bit more. Alright, we got one of the big ones. Tyranitar is now here. By the way, Dragonite, I know 100% for a fact is only a level up evolution, and it takes a really long time. I think it's like 60 or something last I remember. Hence why we have the lucky egg on Dragonair right now to make it easier. Alright, well... And finally enough, Tyranitar is a really strong Pokemon. You can definitely use him in battle. I don't know why, but I don't like him because he has a 4x weakness. So he can get taken out pretty easily, but he's really good as a Dark-type Pokemon, I guess. I know each person's gonna have different opinions on that, but I figure we can do that. Alright. Only way to really know if a Pokemon evolves through level ups is to just keep going and hoping for the best. Oh, both of them are evolving, and both of them are actually level up evolutions. Well, I knew Garchomp for sure was a level up evolution. I was just not sure of the others, since some of these other Pokemon I've only seen for the first time ever. Alright, so now we have Garchomp. I guess we could check our Hyper Space Dex now to see what evolutions it has. Oh, that looks pretty cute, actually. Yeah, that Pokemon looks pretty cute, actually, in that. Alright. Let's see. Where is it? All the way down here? It could have another evolution, actually. We don't know. Billy does not. Crabballer does, and it's actually Crabominal. That's the other one. Oh, this one's really far to the... Wait, I don't think this has an evolution, then. We'll probably keep it in now anyway, but... One thing we are not keeping is this Ninchomp, because we evolved it, so now we should change to a different Pokemon and check and see if it also needs an evolution. Otherwise, I have no clue what to do. Who knows? Alright. What else could we even find then? I guess Crabballer. We could try Crabballer, actually, if none of these work. We are going through a lot of our Mega decks just doing that, tell you what I'll say. Even if it's not a Pokemon that evolves for level ups, at the very least we know that it has a good amount of stuff. There might be more, honestly, that we don't know about. So that could be what's causing our problem to happen. So it's a good idea to at least level them up. Yeah, I knew it. I'm not sure why, but I figured that Shudile had an evolution. So now we can evolve that. This thing looks really weird, by the way. Hopefully its evolution will be a little bit better. Some of these I'm seeing for the first time, sort of. Okay, a little better. Reminds me a little bit of Greninja, but poison type, basically. Ooh, and the cycle finally ended. Well, that's a good time to end this episode, because we literally just hid in there for like gosh who knows how long, and got a bunch of money and evolutions done all at once. Pretty effective, actually. So yeah, that was the grinding video. How did you enjoy that? Hopefully you did so, because that seemed really fast. Okay, as tempting as it is to skip over stuff, I do have some weaker EXP candies I could try using on Dragonair, so let's just do that really quick. Alright, that is enough. Alright, we got Dragonite as well then. Well, that's effective. Well then, we're gonna take away this held item then. And evolve Dragonair now. One of the tougher evolutions now is done. Do we get a little bit too much? I don't know. At the very least, this thing looks very pretty to look at, that's for sure. But I did say it when I also meant it that it is one of the weakest dragon types in the entire game, so we're probably not going to be using it for a long time. Alright, well, since I'm done doing the grind setup, I should just put these back where they belong. Try to put them all in one so I can find them a bit easier if I need to do our evolutions in the future. Alright, now we get to actually bring back our main team. Yeah, I hope you guys have not been sleepy for too long, but Ember, everyone else, you're gonna come back in now. Oh, and Excadrill. Where's Excadrill, actually? We need to find that pretty quick. It's nice that this exists, otherwise it would be way too long to find Excadrill. Yeah, the 100 one. The level 100, that's the one we need, clearly. Okay, I think that's what it looked like before, so yeah, it's almost like nothing changed now. Okay, well that was worth it though. It did give us EXPL candies, which we can use immediately. I still don't know what golden bottle caps do though. There's also the shiny charm, which will help with shinies. As you can see, you get that for finishing all the research stuff, so it's somewhat worth it to do. Okay, I have no clue how much is needed. But I know I need a lot to reach 100 on Gardevoir. So we'll do this. Actually, we'll give it one more. Okay, so it won't be enough to hit 100, but we do have some rare candies as well. We're not going to do that right now, though, because we're going to save the game and then call it quits. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That was exciting, actually. It made things different. So, yeah. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed that nice grind, which got us a lot of Pokédex entries very quickly. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video, where I guess we start trading, and then since, based off of what I'm doing, I might just finish off that when I can finish off the evolutions as well, because I still need to get those. Need 2 more EVs. Still haven't found them, though. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.